It's much better than like the automatic detection.
Detection, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So like I said, guys, I'll do a quick introduction, and then I'll do a quick recap, and then we'll go. And we're picking up right where we left off, which I have made note of. I think you guys may remember what you guys were trying to accomplish in this to the beginning of this session. But if you need a refresher, that's what I'll be here to do to start. So, and then on we go. You never know what comes next.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, I actually should do this while I have a
Testing?
chance.
Oh yeah, if it starts raining, it's gonna get very loud in here because I'm under a metal roof.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So,
Well, you
so
might
that
just
could
have to
be,
like, we might just have to
you guys-
mute you or something.
yeah, you
We're
guys will
okay
have to
with
let me know. So far, it's okay, but the lake's not looking too nice out there.
it. So you guys, let me see if I can grab sense of it here.
Oh, Graham says hi, by the way, Alex.
Well, what the fuck? Everything exploded at once. What is happening?
What happened? I
don't
didn't
know.
hear anything.
I just heard like weird. Maybe I'll just do it like this instead. Hold on.
So, Rob, Jesse, how are you guys? How's the weather?
We're pretty good. It's pretty dry though.
It's hot.
See?
So guys, I'm gonna try something before we go live.
I know below the camera you're not wearing no pants, right? Film at 11.
Can I not type in our group right now? I thought I could
Can you not do what?
type. Okay. No, I'm ready. Yep. Yep. That is correct. Yeah.
All right. And we're in, Alex. You're good to go?
I am good to go. Yeah, I can go.
Yep. Yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. So welcome back to session 2 of D&D campaign that we're running here. We've called it Agents of Change, or rather, I've called it the Agents of Change campaign. It's set in the Sword Coast, which is part of the continent of Faerun in the realm of the Forgotten Realms, as it happens. And in the first episode, actually, what we have. We have a number of characters you can see on the side of the screen. That's right, Sean, right? You have the names and classes and everything of the characters that you guys are playing, right?
Yeah. Would you like me to read them off?
Sean? No, that's okay. I just wanted your confirmation that they were indeed there.
Yeah, they are indeed there, yes.
Okay, so here's by memory the kind of players that we have. We've got Elia, the High Elf Ranger. If you want to put your hand up, just let everybody know you're playing Elia. So that's Elia, the High Elf Female Ranger. Thank you, Kyle, for coming back. We have Aljax Dragon Lord playing a Dragonborn Wizard, and that's the man who just put his hand up there. Thank you. We have a warlock by the name of Bale, and he's played by this gentleman there.
Pick me, pick
Derek.
me.
we've got a half orc. I know, sorry, we've got a full orc named Herzog Doomhammer, played by the currently not visible producer
I am
of this
visible.
podcast.
By everyone.
He is visible on Twitch.
I'm visible by
right,
everyone.
You are, right? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're just not visible to us. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
You don't need to see me.
So
It's
not
all good.
to everyone. So not to everyone. That's what I thought. And then we've got a kobold by the name of Trix, a kobold monk. And welcome back, Trix, played by Trisha. So thank you for that. And we've also got is it Asimar?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Asimar? Okay, Asimar cleric and Asimar paladin, Salazar and Galatar. Galatar to the right, Salazar to the left on the same camera. So that is our group. And the thing we were doing yesterday, last session, you guys were kind of brought in, like we like to say in English literature, to a place called in medias res, which means right in the middle. So you guys were brought right in the middle of a caravan journey being taken by Bale, the warlock. And as things happened, he was to meet up with some maybe nefarious individuals, and things sort of kicked off unexpectedly, and we had the majority of this group taken as prisoner, or already prisoner. And not only that, they were part of a slave trade network. Now, some things happened, and everybody, things didn't quite go the way you'd imagine they would go. Everyone's out of a cage now, and not only are they out of a cage, they're exploring a tunnel network that's unknown to them. We are, however, on the outskirts of a village, or actually a larger city called Daggerford. But Daggerford has a lot of farming villages and whatnot that are unnamed. They're just like little attaches to what is overall a farming sort of keep called Daggerford. No, not an abode, because that's just like one house. But overall, it's like a keep that has farming duchies around it. It's so Daggerford is where we are, but we're not there yet. We're underground. So last thing that happened was we had two pathways to take. Couldn't really figure out which to take. We took the one with drag marks instead of the one with footprints, as I recall, and that led to a battle with two sea spawn. Who came out of a underground lake. But then it struck our intrepid adventurers that, hey, some of these guys don't have their equipment because they were in prison or like in a cage. So we've got to go back. So that's what we're doing now. Before we figure anything else out, we're going back, and that's where we start session 2. And so we are still underground, underneath the bar known as McGuine's Old Pine, and all we know is there's some kind of combat going there, and we have actually a character that we know has been speaking. His name is Keller, but we don't know where he is. So finding Keller is part of the overall thing that's that may happen here. So take it away, adventurers. We are heading backwards now to take that other path. So once again, we're in a dark cavern. We just left the more, I guess you could say, the more hydrated area of that cavern, where there's a lake, there's dripping water. We turned back from that, and we're heading back.
Yeah, but we haven't. Before we do that, the thing when I was talking to those two, that I realized that there are usually more of them, and they're not in fresh water, from a more sea area. So there's something fishy about that.
Yeah.
Just those two were there.
Yeah.
We should check their bodies for any useful items too if we are heading back to get our gear, which we should do. But
So just to clarify what my dad's what Aljax is referencing here, when he did a history check, he rolled, just to take it out of the role playing terms, he rolled critical. so he knows whatever there is to know about swamp. About sea spawn, and it comes to his knowledge now that they do not exist typically in fresh water. So we have a freshwater lake and 2 sea spawn. So that's what he's referring to when he was talking about them. It's the sea spawn that are supposed to be
Right, and
that
it
are
might
typically
be,
fresh.
they might have been just a scout party for a larger party, so we have to keep that in mind, because
Right.
we shouldn't have come across just 2.
Right, because
That's all.
theoretically,
They're
if a
usually
salt-
traveling groups,
Yeah.
so we just gotta be careful.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll add is the DM here outside of the game is that if a saltwater entity is in a freshwater area, there must be some sort of connection between the two, right? And
Right.
that's all.
Mhm. Okay, so is there anybody special at investigating the dead corpses to find gear?
You're investigating what, the sea spawn?
Well, just to see, to see if they have anything useful that we might need.
I think anybody can do that, right, DM?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't think we need to roll on searching a body. Do we need to do an investigation check to check on them?
I mean, there could be hidden pockets somewhere. You never know. It doesn't mean even if you failed said check, you might come up with something. You never know. You know what could happen. So, if somebody has a keen eye or deft hands or anything like that, feel free to make a roll on it and see if there's anything on these corpses.
I don't think. I definitely don't.
No, you definitely don't. And that's Urzog Doomhammer saying that. Not exactly a lord of dexterity, as it were. Anybody with a keen eye.
Yeah. I don't know, it's my eye keen, I'll do it, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll
Trish,
dice,
you'll
what do I have to
do
do?
Okay, so roll Trish, please. Trix, please roll a D20 and add your oh gosh, what is investigation? I think it's intelligence, right?
Is it intelligence or wisdom?
Well, yeah, intelligence or wisdom.
I got a 14.
Okay, you got a okay. It's okay.
Rolled
good.
the 14 plus or
Yep.
minus to what?
What is your intelligence modifier again?
Plus
Plus 0. Okay, so
Plus
14.
0. Okay, so 14. Okay, so you're rummaging around. The left or the right sea spawn. There's one that Sean tried to stomp, and there's one that got his head cut off.
And the third one.
Well, no, that's the same. That's the same one as. Anyway, there's one that got his head cut off and one that.
Well, aren't we gonna check
burned and
both?
almost stomped.
No?
Well, you have to make separate rules for each.
Oh, okay, so
So
the one
just
that
choose
Sean
left
stomped.
or right. Okay.
Left.
The one that's on Sean tried to stomp. So you notice, Trish, as you're working your kobold hands through the gills, through the pouches. You're fairly inquisitive creature, as your kind tend to be. So maybe you're even lifting up gills and checking underneath them. You never know. You never know what might be there because these guys are humanoid fish, right? So that's what we're talking about here is humanoid fish. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of pockets to be had on these guys. But what you do notice is that a lot of what you'd expect to be burned flesh is not burned upon examination. Like when you look closer at this flesh, you realize a normal creature would be crispified by what this thing went through. But he, although it does show some blackening the body, it doesn't exactly show like residual marks of fire effect in a greater way. So maybe there's somebody that has if there's anybody that has medical knowledge or anything of that sort, you might want to maybe mention that to them, what you see.
Mike.
Yeah, so I would like to inspect as the cleric. I would like to inspect the body.
Okay, you want to inspect the body, so please roll D20, Rob.
Medicine check, okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
It's a bad roll, but I have a good modifier, so that's a 15.
15. Okay, so you're looking at the body, and you feel like there's something off here, Rob. There's something about the effects on the body that don't match what it experienced. So what I'm trying to say is the body seems like it went through something else than we actually saw it go through. So the physiology changes from the fire, not consistent with how it should be. The nature of like the almost cutting the the bludgeoning it undertook doesn't show signs of that. So basically what I'm saying is the signs of the trauma that this guy went through are not lining up with what you'd expect somebody of your keen sight. And Trish notes the same thing. Trish notices, hey, it's not exactly like crisp. Like if Trish wanted to eat a piece of a cooked sea spawn, she wouldn't be able to do that because this is not a cooked sea spawn, although it should be.
Something is wrong here.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
like he has a magical robe or something like to me then, or fire resistant, something.
okay, Aljax, please make a intelligence check. I'm not gonna say for what. Just make an intelligence check with your modifier, please.
On a D20.
Yes, sir. Please. Sorry about that. Yes, D20.
Well, good thing I got a modifier. With my modifier, I got 5.
You got what? I'm sorry.
I rolled a 2 and I got a +3 for intelligence. I got 5.
Okay, so Aljax, you are a wizard. This is why I appealed to you. You made the comment to the group that there's something potentially magic related about something like this.
Yep.
When a creature when a creature's body doesn't match what you're expecting. Unfortunately, you have no idea. Essentially, it's only a hypothesis coming from you, based on your role there. So it's nothing more than that. That it's a potential magical hypothesis.
Does
Anyone
one of the
else,
does one of the wizards on our team? Do we have a wizard? Or no, we have a dragonborn
we have a warlock.
and a warlock.
We have a
Does anybody
I'm a wizard.
does anybody have the sea invisibility skill?
Nope. I don't
Any
know at this
ocular
level.
Any ocular skills at all? Like ocular
No,
spells?
and don't call me a wizard, bro.
Okay, he's a warlock and a wizard.
That's enough. That's enough out of you.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with wizard, by the way, too. You assassin.
Can we go back to?
See that? Go ahead.
Are we gonna go back to Trish looking what was on the body at least otherwise as far as equipment goes?
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to just make that first impression that there's something afoot.
So there's something wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody.
You,
I don't think anybody has anything to help us in this scenario. I'm gonna check, but I'm gonna check my
skill.
skill.
Here's the thing: don't rely just on the dice, guys. Feel free to discuss what you think. Like Aljax did. He didn't succeed in achieving the revelation that he maybe sought for, but feel free to discuss what it could be.
I'm still sure it's that. I'm still sure it's some magic resistant robe or something, because I should have burned them to a crisp and I didn't. So I don't know what it is. It's definitely something.
You guys may recall the magic overall left something a little bit to be desired, wouldn't you say, based on how that combat went down. It's just something to consider. Anyway, so Trish, you find this, okay? You find one sardine trapped in one of its gills. A full sardine, like a single sardine, a single little fish.
Oh, yummy.
And you find 3 copper pieces. That's it. 3 CP. So that's like 3 pennies, if you like.
Yeah.
You may take that if you wish.
Yeah,
Up
I will.
to you.
I'm gonna take that.
Money's money.
Okay, I will make note of that.
Too, lucky me.
Yeah, I'll make note of those additions. And on we go. So there's still the other corpse to look at. I'll say straight off, there won't be a roll for this one. They're consistent faculties, bodily wise, like consistent inaccuracies or inconsistencies is what I want to say. But the one has his head nearly cut clean off, courtesy of Galatar, landing a death blow. I believe it was with an axe, right to the arrow shaft in his throat. Right, so that almost cut the damn thing's head off. So you can take a look at that if you want. I mean,
I think we've wasted enough time with these two. We gotta go get our gear.
Okay. The rest of the group, anybody want to?
That's my opinion. I mean.
Okay.
No, it's good. We should go.
Anybody else have a say?
Without my spell book, I'm pretty much useless.
You know that they have your gear? Is it back
Well,
there?
I had it when they captured me. I don't know about you two, but I had my stuff on my journey to whatever. I don't know if I was drugged or whatever, but I had my stuff with me.
Yeah, you
before
don't
I
have a
was captured.
recollection of your captors.
So,
You don't.
no.
Do not. None of
Right.
you do have a recollection of your captors.
I think someone slipped something in my ale.
Lives rather than our gear.
What was that, Rob? Can you restate that, please?
We may want to prioritize escaping with our lives than going back for gear that may not be there, but I'll leave it to the party, and we're with you either way.
That's a fair
No.
point. Anybody have thoughts on that? Is it better to escape with their lives or delve deeper for the gear? Something to discuss.
But even if we follow the other footprints, we could always that could lead to our gear. We don't know.
It could.
Well,
It could.
yeah, I think we took the wrong. I think we took the wrong way. I think we should have went to the footprints, the drag marks, where it might have
'Cause then
been
we
like a
can-
chest
we
with
can
all our
find-
stuff in it.
That guy,
But-
remember? Hopefully, and then he'll maybe have answers for us.
Are we at a dead end here? I know we're in a cave filled with water.
There is.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the lay of it. Okay, so there's the passage you came from, which is a thin one corridor passage. Okay,
Right.
there's the freshwater cave lake off to the right and back. That itself leads to a dead end behind that. But over to the left, there's a tighter little corridor tunnel, which you can fit single file down if you want, and that sort of is like left of the lake and straight off from there. But you can't see what might be down that way. So there is another way forward, or you can choose the way back. It's up to you guys.
Guys, I think we should take a vote then. Which way you want to go? Because we got to do something.
Okay, let's take each in turn then. Aljax, what do you suggest?
I vote to go back. I need my spell book.
Okay.
I can't do nothing without my spell book, so
Okay.
it's
okay.
worth the risk.
Okay, Elia, do you have a thought on this matter?
I'm going to stoically just sit here and listen to this band.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make my decision when everybody else does.
Mr. Doomhammer, do you have a thought on the best course of action for this fated group of adventurers?
I would rather my gear. But as an orc, I can kill with my bare hands.
I'm pretty sure you fell down last time.
And,
What
so
what
so
is
you
it that you're missing, Orc?
What was that,
Doomhammer?
sorry?
What is it missing from your gear? What were you traveling with for a weapon?
I believe I had an axe. Let me confirm that. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I had a lot of stuff, actually. I had a great sword, 4 javelins, 2 hunting axes, hunter's trap, a staff, an
There
orc
you
bag
go.
of loot, which is 4 times dwarf beards. And
you don't think you need that?
I think that it would be helpful, but I also think that I'm an orc. So I would. It's better if we go back. I agree. It's better if we go back.
Okay, let me talk to one of my kins. We're at the kobold. What do you think?
Well, I said yeah to go back, but I feel like if we could find the guy, what was his name?
Keller.
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 I feel like,
Which would
I
also
feel
be
like
going back, right?
which could mean he's going back too. Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah, or it could mean going forward. You just don't know that.
Don't know where
You
he
really
is
just don't know.
exactly.
We don't know that.
Okay,
That's right.
Asmar, what's your vote?
It's not for us to say. We're with you.
Merely followers at this
All right, we're
point.
going back now. Let's go.
That sounds like we're going back.
Well, we're 1-1.
And Mr. Bale.
Maybe I'll tell you later, guy.
So Bale.
Okay, assassin, what do you want to do? I can't believe I'm asking a bloody human.
Based on the orc's past performance during battle, I would much prefer that he has his gear.
Touche, touche.
All right, then it's settled. Then it's settled. Allow me to state that we are going backward.
Good.
Before we go back, can I, out of curiosity,
Go ahead.
can I either use my wanderer skill to see if there's something we can figure out? Knowledge of the geography and
Sure.
terrain or survival skills?
Sure, of course.
That's a great idea.
Take a roll on a d20. But what are you trying to figure out? What are you looking at, Sean?
I want to know if there, because it says knowledge of geography, terrain, and survival skills. So I feel like survival skills can also kind of maybe help us potentially, because originally we were, maybe I can, as an orc, I can catch a scent or track Keller to see if he is back or not. Is that possible?
Okay.
Or I can also do geography to see what's in the crack. It's up to you guys. See if I can figure out where the crack might lead.
It's not a crack. It's more like a tighter.
A crevasse, yeah.
It's up to you, man. Make the choice between one of those two things.
I'll see if I can find something that leads us to where Keller might have went.
Okay.
Get us back on the right track.
Okay.
So,
now, but I need you to like focus that in a bit. Are you going to do that as you walk back? Are you going to do that in this room right now with the lake in it?
As we
Be a bit
walk.
more specific.
Oh, okay, we're gonna backtrack a little bit, and I would like to activate the Wanderer skill.
Okay.
And roll on it and see if we can pick up on something from Keller.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we are going to, like you had said before we go, but are you okay with us going now? Then.
Before we go, I would like to forage.
Okay.
Can I do forage and Wanderer? Huh?
Yeah, you're talking about two different times, but there's nothing to forage, Sean. I'll tell you that right now. It's
Well,
a goddamn cave.
We're trying to find
there's-
something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing right now immediate unless you want to start digging or to take a dive in the lake. These are your options.
Okay.
So,
We'll just start heading back,
I mean, you can do
and we'll
that.
activate the Wanderer skill as we go.
Okay. All right. So the group begins to head back, and you guys have been down this region before, so it doesn't bear a lot of rehashing. But what you can do is do things like Sean's doing, like pay attention to the same tracks you went. Sean, if you want to make that roll, please make a roll right now, and I want you to roll. I want you to roll an intelligence check, please.
D20 intelligence check.
Yep, D20. Sorry, it's D20.
19, and I believe I have +1 on intelligence. Just let me confirm that.
You do. You do.
Yeah, so a 20.
Okay, so I need everyone, unfortunately, to mute me and Sean right now.
Mute or take off your
He's gotta-
headset if it's easier for you.
Yeah, he's got to impart this knowledge. Like I have to impart. Like, sorry, he's gonna have to tell you what he's. You know.
You and Sean?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be talking with Sean directly here.
Okay.
Thank you.
You tell me when you want.
I'll give a thumbs up when we're done. Okay, double thumbs.
Should be muted. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah. All right. Can everyone not hear me? I can't be heard, right? Except for Sean, right?
Right.
Okay, Sean. So you've got the long history
Uh-oh.
of. You alright? What did I just hear? Some. Okay. Anyway, I think I just heard my dad. But anyway, Sean, you have a long history of travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been in exile from your tribe. As you said before, your tribe, it's old history to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you leave a place that you've lived in and you pursue the goals that you've pursued, you've seen a lot of things. You've seen a lot of dirt, a lot of grass, a lot of everything. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a knee, okay, into the dirt of the tunnel that you're walking back through, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to grab this dirt, okay, and I want you to run it between your fingers like a tractor, okay? And I want you, and you're gonna have to explain this to them, okay? That's why I'm sort of like.
Okay. Yeah. I'm writing it down so I don't forget.
Okay. And I want you to take a sniff, and I want you to say that there, in whatever way you imagine it, that there are definitely humans, or the stink of humans somewhere in this tunnel, somewhere in the air here, and that's as certain as you can be right now, based on just that. Based on the stink of the soil and sweat droplets or whatever you found, right?
And we're certain that this isn't going to be Bale, or does that? I'm not smelling Bale.
That's a good question. You might want to address that it could be him, but you feel that there's certainly perspiration from sweaty human beings.
From a sweaty Fu Manchu.
Yeah, well, you never know, right? You never know. It could be anybody. And just think about this too. Think about this. It is likely to be more than one. Okay, likely.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah, are you gonna like narrate me into what I'm about to do,
Yeah,
or do I'm
gonna
just gonna go?
Yeah, I'm gonna narrate you in, and then I'll let you take it away and do what you want with
Okay.
it. Okay. All right.
So thumbs up so everyone can put their headsets back on. Not that anybody can see me, but
Double thumbs, let's go.
there's 4. You just can't see the other 4.
There's one off, and I was like, what?
Okay, thanks for your patience. So Urzog Doomhammer, as a lifetime, like he's an exile. As an exile from an orc tribe, he's seen a lot of things, and it's that knowledge that drives Urzog to look a little closer to the changes in scent, in sand, and all these kind of things. So Urzog, you take a knee right now in the tracks you've already been through, and you take a handful of dirt, and I'll let you go from here.
Yeah, so Urzog, towering at 7 feet tall, goes down on one knee, grabs some of the dirt in his hands, and he lets the dirt or sand kind of slip through his fingers. And he says, or I should say, there's a stink of humans in the air. Definitely more than one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for him before we? So he smelt the stink of humans. He said. Any questions at all?
And humans and sea spawn around. All right.
I'm standing right here. Are you sure it wasn't me?
Yeah, there's a lake in here. There's a lake in here.
That's so funny because.
What is your name, adventurer?
You can call me Bale.
I am Urzog Doomhammer. I definitely smell you. You're a stinky human. But there are others perspiring not that far from here.
Okay, so he said, just to clarify in case you missed it, there are other scents of perspiration not so far from here by the like of Bale, but not Bale himself. Okay.
All right.
That's done. Thank you for that, Sean. Thank you. Now, you guys are going back towards what you think is the fork in the road. So I'm going to take this moment to sort of speed us through here and say, okay, we've reached the fork in this road now, where we chose the drag mark versus the feet, okay? Now you can also head, because it's a Y, right? So you had the place where you originally came from with the cages, you've got the drag marks, and you've got the feet. So right now you're here, right? Drag marks. So are you going over to this other portion of the Y branch where the feet go, or do you want to go back to the cages area?
Okay, Urzog, what's your best guess on this one?
Yeah, Urzog, you can lead here because you do have that scent. You can make another roll, please. A D20 roll, please.
Intelligence?
Yes, sir.
It is 2.
Okay, so Urzog, you bend down, pick up a handful of dirt. You're a showman. You're an orc showman. Many people don't like you. You're not called the most charismatic, but you do perform, or at least in your previous life, have performed in front of people, whether they throw tomatoes or not. You know, it's something you've done. So you want to make a show of this. You get your knee down to the ground and grab some dirt again, but you don't smell anything this time.
All you do is not shit.
So I mean, you can express that how you want to, but there's no change. There's no new information. If you want to run that in your character, you can.
So Urzog, in dramatic fashion, once again, honorably with style, kneels down on his left knee, and slowly, with the wisdom of a million orcs and millions of years of wisdom, he picks up the dirt, looks up, and and falls over. he runs the dirt through his fingers again, thinking,
Tastes like dog shit.
I sense zero change.
Trish, I want you to make an investigation check. I want you to make an intelligence check right now, please, Trish. Tricks, please.
That's D20. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, plus 0.
18.
18. Okay, I want you to snatch the dirt from Urzog right now. Your species knows dirt. Okay, your species knows dirt. And with a quick look now, with a mind more calm, seeing the orc do what he's doing, you know better. You're sure that this dirt has been moved by the footprints you guys see just to the left of you. Like, you're sure of that. So
Okay. So I'll just
thanks
take
for
the
the
dirt.
roll.
Yeah, 18.
Go
Woo.
Yeah.
So I took the dirt
so-
from the orc.
Yep. You snatch
I'll
it
spell
from
it.
his
I say,
hand with your
and
quick
I'll just say
kobold.
there's definitely movement from like these footprints. So we should. So I recommend following footprints.
Right. Yes. Any thoughts? Are you guys with it?
Yep, it's good with me.
Okay.
It's either way, I
With
think we're in
it.
the realm of finding our
Sounds like-
equipment or not. Still, you know what I mean?
Right. We don't know that, right?
We don't know where
There's
the
no way to
equipment
know
is.
No,
What-
we're
And
just
if these footprints don't
Sounds-
work, we can always go back.
Sounds
up.
like one person knows what they're talking about.
I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna take a moment here and be
Don't let me slap your hand.
small kobold thing. What is your name? What is your name?
I'm Trix the Cobalt Monk.
It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I am Urzog Doomhammer.
Nice to meet you.
Carry on.
who's intelligent and questionable at this point.
You guys like to fire shots, eh? That's
Well,
fascinating.
I mean, every time he's rolled a 2 or a 3, so I'm beginning to think he's all show and no talk.
Hey, I just rolled a 20 before the one, okay? Okay.
Yeah. So
You're
it's
only
like
as good
that.
as your last roll.
Touche.
If anyone wants, I could lend a hand axe from my kit, because we're fully equipped
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ready
Sure,
to.
give it to the orc.
So I have a hand axe.
Very small hand axe.
He needs a weapon. It's tiny, but
Okay.
I'll
so
give
you
him
can-
my battle axe. because-
dog, take the axe.
Yeah, my battle axe is precious to me, but my hand axe is my spare.
So you hand the hand axe to Urzog? Is that what's happening?
Well, it's up to Herzog, I guess.
No, but I'm asking if she's handing it to him, and then it is up to Urzog.
Giving it, offering my hand axe
Okay.
to the orc.
Urzog, take it away.
Urzog reaches out his hand and says,
Don't fall.
Adventurer, what is your name?
I am Galatar, and I'm here to help you guys.
Thank goodness.
But
We
why?
need it.
There you go. It's important, but why? Let's try not to overtalk each other when you have the floor. Try to let them have the conversation. So yes, but why?
I consider
Why-
you my new friends.
Good enough for me. I will take your hand axe, honorable paladin? You are the paladin, right?
You're right.
You are the paladin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will take your hand axe, paladin. I
Excellent.
I'm Urzog Doomhammer. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Okay, guys. So we're proceeding in this new area towards the footsteps. Okay, and
You can hear you.
it's obvious that Urzog, as you stomp through here, and Aljax, as you work your way through here, a fairly sizable creature in your own right, of dragon heritage. And Trish, as you move through these places, these footprints are double the size of Trish's little feet. They're much smaller than Urzog's giant feet, and they're perhaps of a like to the Dragonborn's little. The Dragonborn's feet, although the Dragonborn has all kinds of different natures to its footprints, hooked toes, claws, what have you. These don't show that. These are uniform in shape, and heavily pressed into the dirt. Okay, these footprints. So about average size, but heavily put down into the dirt. Now it sort of bears it bears no importance whether or not you look deeper into that. Just keep that in mind, okay? So now as you proceed down this tunnel, what was once dark is becoming a touch lighter. There must be some sort of source of illumination up ahead, maybe just 10 meters ahead, not far, but there's a little bend in this path where this light is emanating from, okay, guys? So I'm going to have you walk that 10 feet. If anybody wants to say anything based on the image I just gave you, go ahead. If not, we proceed. Okay, let us proceed then. As you round the corner, this party of 7, you come to a rotted wooden door, and on the right-hand side, very close to the door, is a torch flickering on its holster, whatever you'd call that, sconce, maybe, I don't know. But it's a torch on a holster on a dirt wall right beside this rotted wooden door, vertical slatted door of old lumber, and that bars your movement through. So there's a door. What do you want to do? Anybody can speak.
Open
I'd
it.
like to take the torch, so we have a light.
Okay, grab the torch. So you can add the torch to your equipment if you want, or you can
Okay.
hold it right now in your hand. So you don't
I'll
need to write
hold it
anything.
in my hand. I'll hold it in my hand.
Okay. So Aljax, you possess the torch. It's just a standard torch, nothing special about it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Bale, you said, what would you like to do, Bale?
Open the door.
Okay, you want to open the door. So Bale,
I would
you
like to
reach-
open the door.
Okay, Bale, you reach your hand out and you clasp this black metal, like greenish hue black metal. Like it's old metal. You grab it, you pull it open. There's barely any resistance. This is a door that probably hasn't properly closed in 50 years. This is an old ass door, okay? So you open the door, it creaks, and inside you guys see what is essentially, I mean, I guess you'd say it's comparable to like a halfling hovel, but one room. So it's it's kind of a semicircle, sphere, dome-ish area of dirt, okay? And there are shelves of books scattered throughout and not much else, okay? There's dirt on the ground and shelves of books. And the smell of rotten wood and mildew and old books is the most pungent thing you can imagine right now. So you open this gate, Bale, you open this gate, you're first through, and you see a bunch of shelves of books, and everybody follows in behind you. Aljax, you have the torch.
Right.
And so what do? You see that there is no exit. There is no, like, the exit is where you came from. This is one room with books in it.
Can we read the books?
Absolutely, you can read the books. Are you asking if you can pick up a book and read it right now? If so,
Just like the titles, like scanning the titles,
sure.
see
sure.
what that is about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Gal, you are perusing the shelves, quickly reading titles, and if you don't mind, I'll read them out loud for you as the narrator, okay? Is that okay with you?
Why not?
Yeah, it's good.
You know.
Okay, alright. Okay, here are some of the titles. Of the Dwarven Holds, a brief survey of sword, axe, and sacrifice by Dezemba Ba. Also, of the Island Kingdoms of the Sword Coast by Dezemba Ba. Of the Dark, and I need you to make an investigation check of the dark what? Of the dark. Please roll a d20, modified by your intelligence, Galatar.
Yep, I got 11. My intelligence is 1, so 12 total.
12 total. Okay, so
Yeah.
of the dark. Now you can't see of the dark. It's scorched off. Okay, this is an old brown book, yellow pages, and the spine is of the dark in gold writing, but it's sort of like burned off the back end. Okay, the title. So if you want, you can open it if you want to look more deeply. Up to you.
Actually, I'll just tell the party that there's some history books, but then there's just this one weird book, Into the Dark. I don't really know anything about it. I don't know if anyone else wants to try reading it. I'm not really into books, but
Did we just lose Alex?
We lost our DM. Oh
we
no.
lost our DM.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
What was in
I
that
wanted-
book?
I
What was
wanted
in
to
that
read
book?
the book.
We'll
What
never
was-
know now. Or we're
I
gonna
need
take a
to read
brief-
the book.
We'll take a brief pause while we wait for our DM to get back in here.
Now that the DM's gone, let's just roam this world.
Well, that's true. There are no
No.
there are no rules now. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I will open any door. I'm not scared.
I don't know if this screws up the stream, but my computer I just lagged out completely after I said any suggestions. So give me one quick sec. Sorry, Sean, if it screws with your business. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, you gotta
that is
Discord again.
amazing.
Oh, you're gone again.
No, just his video is.
Oh, are you there, Alex? Let's go upstairs and kick some ass. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Say happened to him?
You can hear him.
No, I don't hear anything right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw his green bar shuffling.
So guys, I'm gonna use my phone. I'm getting some serious non-responsiveness from my laptop right now. So I know this sucks ass, but I'm gonna use my phone, okay? For now,
all right.
until that sorts itself out, okay? So the
Sure.
camera's not gonna be ideal. Like it is what it is. So I had asked. So last thing I. Right. Sorry.
All
I
right.
gotta
you're
mute
good.
Trish as well here.
Yeah, and you got to mute Trish, but you're good to go otherwise.
Okay. So sorry about the delay there. Last I heard, Galatar, you had said there's a bunch of old history books. There's one called Of the Dark something, title burned off. You were letting the party know, and I had asked when I dropped, anybody have any thoughts, theories, actions they want to take right now?
Yeah. Gal should
look at the book.
Gal should read some of the book, or at least open it up.
Well, wait. What
Are you
was?
sure you want me to read? I'm not a reader.
Well, I mean, if you want to read it, grab it. You know.
Or peruse it anyway.
I mean, somebody grab the book and read it. If you want to read it, grab it. Gal, you can toss it to them. whatever they want. But I need somebody to if you want to read the specific book, there are more titles on the shelves. You can look through those. Gal's just getting us started there, so have a look, or anybody feel free to step into it.
Well, since I have it, I can read it if
Okay.
I can take my chances.
Okay, sure. So you're opening up the book. Excuse me, give me a second here. You're opening up the book of the dark something, right? That's correct?
Yes.
Okay, so here's a portion of what you read. And we can imagine she's reading this out loud. I'll just be the voice of it here. There's a lot that's illegible, okay, but you can make out at least this little bit in some of the pages you're flipping through, Gal. It says, extending miles downward and outward beneath the surface of Faerun and reaching to other continents as well, the great network of subterranean caverns and illegible is home to all manner of strange and deadly creatures, such as the Durgar, or the dark dwarfs, and the drow, also a dark reflection of elves living underneath the surface. Additionally, in these sunless lands live the these sunless lands live the Surfneblin, which is the fancy self-spoken name of deep gnomes, gnomes of the deep, gnomes that live underground. And they differ greatly from gnomes that you see in any common city or any forest. These are deep gnomes. They're gray, wiry gnomes. And if I could, I had pictures to show, but of course my laptop exploded. Let me see if I can maybe figure that out. But for now, it's not important. But they are gray gnomes called deep gnomes by common parlance. Okay, so this speaks a bit about deep gnomes, about Durgar, which is deep dwarfs, and about drow, which are the dark elves, the deep elves of the deep, if you like. In addition, as you scan through, there's several pictures of these Sylphburn, these deep gnomes. They're, like I said, gray of skin, hunched, commonly miners, somewhat mischievous types. It sort of goes through their cultures, the deep gnomes. But you get to another section in the book of the dark something. It says, most surface-dwelling folk in Faerun and the Sword Coast are not even the least bit disturbed by these denizens of the deep places, but the creatures occasionally emerge from their hovels to raid the nearby villages, or they emerge to react to threats in their domain under the surface. But typically, it's common knowledge of these lands that there are such creatures that exist in cities, and they have merchant structures. They have all kinds of things. They're by no means feral. They're just distant and unwelcoming, and the like. So it goes on more and more about these kin of the deep, if you like. And that's basically the best you can glean from this of the dark book. So
I have a question for Gal. Is there a map of this underground terrain in this book?
So there's a lot of fun
flip through.
this book,
You can
but
flip through, Gal.
I'll flip through, yeah.
Okay, so you're flipping through. Here are some things that you come across, okay? And a lot of it's burned out, okay? So just bear with me. It's not always going to make sense, okay? But you have Toril and its land, a subtitle, okay? You have Northern Faerun, a bit of an explanation about that. And as you flip, you have phrases like Algarond, the Cold Lands, Harua, the Moonsay, and so on, but nothing about any tunnels beyond what you were reading about.
Weird that happened to them, right? That make them not normal.
So this seems like an encyclopedia of knowledge, but nothing specific about our situation, unfortunately.
Right. You find it's an overarching text of geographical insight, kind of, right? Yeah. Anyone else want to read any titles or texts fully? There's several other books on these shelves, all of which may contain or may not contain valuable information. It's up to you guys.
Does the in the book we were just looking at it though, does it say about any kind of visible markings or something like that would happen to someone when they're I forget how you explained it, but you said they like the deep like the gnomes, they take over like the other creatures or whatever. You said something like that.
Okay. You can keep you can. Why don't you take the book from Gal? Okay, how about that? And I want you to do because you're asking the question. So why don't you grab the book? Okay. And I want you to do a check. I'm not going to tell you what check it is. Just roll d20, please. No modifier.
I'm just gonna lend the book. I want the book back.
Well, Sean, make a show of make a expression that you've taken this summer. Sorry, I don't mean to narrate your actions for you. So by all means, or ask to whatever, acquire it somehow.
Galatar, may I see that ancient text?
I'll relinquish this book, but I'm gonna be taking it back eventually.
Okay, so you've got your hand on this book, Urzog, and I asked you to roll. Okay, what did you roll?
A natural 18.
A natural 18. Okay, so what I asked you to roll in this case, I'm going to pull back the curtain, but what I asked you to roll in this case was to flip between pages at random. You land on page 18, okay? Page 18, and that's somewhere that Gal has not perused already, okay? So here's what you read, okay? If I may be the reader voice still, if that's okay, it's just easier. So, Sifferneblin of the Deep Gnomes, Sifferneblin, and you can try to say that in your orcish drawl if you want, but Sifferneblin is what they're called in their own language. And it goes on detail about these deep gnomes, and you're not quite certain that it's going to get into detail about violence practices or markings or anything, but you do know that it says these things about the deep gnome, the Sifferneblin. It says, stone camouflage is common amongst these peoples. They tend to not make themselves known in any rocky terrain unless they desire to do so. Okay, this is their home, they live, and they're very adapted to it. They also have proven to be quite cunning, both in the erecting of their villages underground, in the way that they interact with interlopers, in the way that they conduct ceremonies. But not only that, they've shown a distinct and interesting talent for spellcasting, but it's innate. The book is careful to point out that it's an innate spellcasting tendency, and that they have a natural inclination to a certain few spells. Unfortunately, Urzog, you can't make heads or tails of this bullshit. It's like the next few paragraphs talk about magic, spells, things that are not foreign to these creatures. If somebody else wants to take a look, they can, but it's not going to be you that knows.
I would like to take a look at the magic stuff.
Okay, you want to take a look at the paragraph
in the book to me if Gal says it's okay, and I'll give it back to her when I'm done.
I'll keep notes, but you may look at it for now.
Thank you.
For now.
Urzog, may I?
Here you go, Dragonborn.
Eljax is fine. Thanks.
Okay, Eljax, make a arcane check, please.
Okay.
This is good information.
D20, yeah. Your arcane modifier, please.
Arcane modifier.
Which is your skill section.
this is.
I don't see that, Alex.
It's there. It's where it says like insight, history, all that stuff. It's in that list. Intimidation, deception, all that stuff. Where there's like a bunch of minuses and numbers and whatnot. It's on the first page, Dad.
On the first page?
On the first page, there should be one that's got like acrobatics.
Like a vertical column, acrobatics, athletics.
Yeah.
That's to the left, I think, isn't it?
It is on the left, right beside your big numbers.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can pull this up. I have everybody's up, so. I just thought...
I'm not seeing nothing that says anything about arcane on here.
All right, 1 second.
Who is this Sifler Meblem fella?
Okay, roll right now, Dad, please.
Okay. All right. I rolled a 12.
Okay. I have your sheet up, and so you are looking at these books. This book, and it has diagrams all over it. Okay, things that, like I said, escape Urzog's grasp in this case. So you read a little further, and you pick out these things. Okay, you pick out that their innate nature of spell casting is not limited to, but commonly is composed of the following abilities: non-detection, blindness, deafness, blur, and disguise self. These are the capabilities of magic that they have. And I'll read those again. Non-detection,
right,
blindness, deafness, blur, and disguise self. If you want to know more than the titles, I'm going to need you to make a check again, please.
Okay.
Because this is going to require some 15 minutes to work through these diagrams. Some 15 minutes. So if you guys are...
I rolled an 8.
Okay, so let's just leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Okay, so that's what all this book is going to offer. So you give it to Gal, put it back, whatever.
Okay, Gal, here you go. Here's your book. Keep it. We might need it for later.
So Aljax, what spells did you read again? If you can recall, what were they?
Well, non-detection, blindness, deafness.
Okay.
I believe there was one other. One.
Two more.
Those are the three that.
Disguise self, I think.
Well, disguise self, right?
Yep.
I don't remember the last one.
Any hypotheses about what that might be? What any of them might be, or
they could be hiding in plain sight, and we're not going to see them.
Possible. It is possible. Just something to think about. A hypothesis, let's say. Now there are other books, and like I said, this room leads nowhere, guys. It leads to these books.
Yeah.
So either you go back the way you came, or you read some more books.
No, we need our gear. I'm for leaving the room. We need our gear. I need my spell book.
Are you sure there's not a spell book in here?
Well, if you want to take a look around, go be my guest. But I want to get out of this stupid room.
I don't know what spell books look like.
Well, then I'm saying there aren't any. No, not my spell book anyways. There's not any.
You're just gonna say that there aren't any? This is what you want to do?
Listen to this guy. It's not his book, so it's not good enough.
Okay, Elia. What you seem to have difficulties with Aljax's stance on this. Do you have another idea?
Do I have no?
Do you have something else you think you would want to do?
That I'd like to do here? Absolutely
not. Or anything. Any suggestions? Any hypothesis? You've called out Aljax for wanting to leave too hastily. Is there a reason you want to stay?
Well,
anybody else want to learn a book?
One thing I do want to bring up is that you mentioned that these things could disguise themselves. Is there any chance that that's what we just fought?
What, the sea, in the sea spawn?
Yeah. That they were, what is it, Alex? Gnomes?
Cipher
Yeah,
Nebulum.
Deep gnomes, yeah.
Gnomes.
So are you asking? So I mean, you're not asking me. I'm not here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those were definitely sea. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Okay. All right. You did some examining, so I was just making sure.
If
Well,
anyone
he was-
sees a book they want to look at,
Look.
go
He
right
wasn't.
ahead.
Hold on. He wasn't the only one to examine those sea spawns.
Oh, that's true. Anyone else who examined them, what did you think?
I didn't examine them. I think Trix did, but I'm just gonna. If I remember correctly, in the battle we had, didn't we try to say something to them and they just kept marching toward us anyway? I'm just curious if deafness is an effect on them or like on the people around them, because maybe they couldn't actually hear us.
Bale? Oh no,
Yes.
Aljax is very clear. They don't speak at all. They understand. They don't speak. Bale, I want you to make a arcane check, please.
Oh yes.
One nice.
16 plus 4, my friend.
Bleed.
16 plus 4?
Yes.
Okay, if y'all would be so kind as to mute me and Derek, please. Can anyone hear me? Besides Derek.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me, okay? So
Yes.
you rolled basically an unnatural 20, right?
Yes.
So here's how I picture what's going down right now. You're
Okay.
the kind of guy that stands off in the shadows a bit. You know, I picture you as like flipping a coin or smirking when somebody makes a leap to judgment or whatever. That's not your type of guy. You don't make these leaps to judgment, right? Now, you know a thing or two about magic. You're not the only, the wizard's not the only voice of the arcane, correct? And so I want you to tell them that you yourself have encountered such magics, okay? And you're going to have to tell them this because they can't hear me, right? So you yourself have encountered magics, and they fall under the school of illusion, okay? Common to gnomes most specifically, and obviously, based on what we're reading, not uncommon to deep gnomes, to Sylphmeblin, whatever the fuck, okay? So here's what I want you to tell them. I want you to tell them this. Blindness and deafness in specific, okay? Here's what you know about it, okay? You had to use it on assassinations, whatever. You can dress this up however you want. Blindness and deafness. You can blind or deafen a foe or self. Target one creature, have it make a save, or it is blind and deaf, your choice. Sorry, blind or deaf, their choice. So they, as a matter of illusion magic, they can imbue deafness or muteness on somebody or themselves. Okay?
Okay.
They
So
can also disguise. Sorry?
I just want to get that right.
Yep.
So technically, what we're discussing is that the gnomes themselves could inflict blindness or deafness on the. I want to say C-SPAN.
Yeah, C-SPAN. Yeah.
I know on the C-SPAN.
Yeah. Any kind of sensory change they can make, like deaf, blind, and mute. They're capable of that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
They're also very capable of disguise self and blur. And disguise self, which you've had to do, or which you've seen other people of your vocation use, you can make yourself, including your armor, weapons, and other belongings, look different until the spell ends. You can seem 1 foot shorter or 1 foot taller on average, unless the spell is used with greater efficacy. The changes wrought will fail to hold up physical inspection, okay? They'll fail to hold against physical inspection. And that's all I got for you, okay? So blindness, deafness, and the ability to disguise self, these are illusion magics, and they are the disguise self doesn't hold up against great physical scrutiny, and blind, deaf, and whatever can be cast on any target, okay? Fair enough?
Yeah, but you brought up blur. Was there anything you were gonna say about blur, or are we just leaving it at that?
We can talk about Blur says your body becomes blurred and wavering to all who see you. For the duration, all creatures will have trouble locating you and or attacking you, essentially. So I want you to deliver this information however you want in your character's nature, and we'll take it from there, okay? Whatever you want. You know, it can be simple, it could be advanced, you can act it, you can not act it. Just make sure they know what I told you to some degree, or however much you want to share with them. Right? Okay? We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're good. Stop playing with my pen.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bale. Bale, he's at least so far, a individual sort of seems to keep to himself. His black cloak and things, he tends to easily get lost in shade at times. He steps out from the darkness amidst this discussion of deep gnome, surf, neblin magic, and he's no stranger to some of it. Go ahead, Bale, please.
I will just need a little reminder of what we were last talking about. What was the last question posed by who?
They were just discussing whether or not, I believe Elia said, could it be possible that the sea spawn were not the sea spawn? Like, is there something going on there? The gnomes have some capabilities of illusion, right? And he was just generally asking, could we have already fought deep gnomes and not known it, I guess.
Okay. So, based on my knowledge of magic, it is entirely possible that these creatures were afflicted with blindness or deafness, as the gnomes would be able to cast them on any target. That the creatures themselves, the sea spawn, could have been gnomes using disguise self. However, when we investigated them, Trix and the others, we would have been able to tell that it was a disguise, as once you physically inspect these creatures, the disguise wears off as you are able to feel the differences in what you're seeing and what they're actually equipped, say armor or clothing wise.
Makes sense.
Even when can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah, of course you can.
Even when using non-detection?
Well, after they died, wouldn't we?
Derek, that's something you don't know.
That I don't know.
Yeah, but one thing I do know about spells is once you die, you revert back to what you were. Your spells don't go past your death. So if they were in disguise, they would have reverted back to what they were. See, no, they didn't. They were sea spawn. The spells don't last through death.
Okay.
Exactly. So based off of all this knowledge, we can safely assume that they were indeed sea spawn and not gnomes.
Right.
Okay.
But possibly afflicted with blindness or deafness. As when we spoke to them, they seemed to not react to what we were saying, even though they could understand us. That's all I got.
All right, are we still in this room?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm a researcher and I love a mystery thing, so I have to now look at the rest of these books. So, we didn't leave before my curiosity got piqued.
All right.
We're going to be here for a while, I guess.
So you read through some of the same titles that Gal read through, okay? I'm going to rehash them as you can imagine this dragonborn individual, forked tongue or whatever you want, in a robe or in these prisoner garb, and he's sort of mumbling to himself as he goes over these titles, okay? He goes over, of the Dwarven Holds, a brief survey of sword, axe, and sacrifice. Of the Island Kingdoms of the Sword Coast by Dezemba Ba.
That's one I'd like to look at.
Of the Island Kingdoms of the Sword Coast?
Yes. Give us any clue where where we might need to go.
Okay. So you grab the book and you're flipping through it,
Right. Yeah.
and I can give you some of what it says if you're okay with that.
Yep.
Again, let me just pull us out of the game for a second and say I could mute and inform him what I got, and then he can read it. But I think it's just faster to have me read it here. So
No, that's fine. Do it this way, Alex. It is faster.
okay, so of the island kingdoms of the Sword Coast. So off the western coast of Faerun are a number of island realms of varying size. The most distant and yet perhaps the most symbolically important is the land of Evermeet, the island paradise of elves. It's called Evermeet, if that wasn't clear. Evermeet. Reputed to be a part of the divine realm of Arvandor. So it's said that it has a direct link to a divine realm, okay, this Evermeet place. Much closer to Faerun proper are the island's Whalebones and Rustum, ancient homes of the ancestors of Eluskin people, which is a type of human, Eluskin people.
Okay.
And the Moonshays, where many of those same people now share the islands with folk and an elvish offshoot known as Leywr. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's Llewyr. Leywr. It's an elvish tribe or whatever. And then also the free port of Mintarn lies nearby and is typically a neutral site for hostile meetings or to avoid hostilities between seafaring nations. That's a place called Mintarn. It's like a meetup between pirates or something, if you want.
Okay.
And then it goes on to discuss the tiny but very powerful island of Orlumbar, which has such a treacherous harbor that its shipmasters, sailors, and all aquatic professionals are much sought after. That's the island of Orlumbar. So they are much sought after for their naval prowess, and indeed hold much domination over economies based on seafaring, even though they're a very small island. So that's Orlumbar. Okay, so that's it for Island Kingdoms.
Is there a map in this book of all these places that I could take?
Yes, there is. You can rip a page out if you want.
Yes, I would like to have a map of the area nearby.
So the Island Kingdoms, okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tear that page out.
I'm ripping the page out and I'm holding it in my hand.
Okay. If you want, you may fold it, pocket it,
Okay, yeah, I mean...
Just don't forget that it's there.
No. I go here, I got a map, right?
So you have map of Island Kingdoms of Faerun, okay?
And he didn't want to stick around.
Well, I mean, my curiosity, I wanted to get my stuff before we got bogged down looking through all these books that I want to look at now, but...
Kyle, can you please make a note of this? I am giving you 1 luck point, okay? You're the first one to get one. You have 1 luck point now. And what that does is you can change a die roll for 1 point. You can up it 1 or down 1, okay? Any die roll you please. Okay, just let me know when you're using it, okay? So you have 1 luck point, Kyle.
Is there a place for me to put that on my, to edit my
PDF?
or...
it would go in the inspiration section. So you can put 1 there. It's like a circle on the top left-hand side.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you have 1 luck point. And for the record, you can change Dungeon Master dice with those, but it takes 4 to 1 in trade, okay? 4 luck points for 1 result change on the Dungeon Master die, and you're not guaranteed to see what the Dungeon Master rolled, so it's not typically meant for that, okay? But you can influence fate potentially with good enough luck. So.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'd like to look at the rest of just scan the rest of the books to see if there's any that pops out.
Okay. So here's some other titles. Politics Not Poetry, a dramatis personae of Faerun's famed by Dezemba Ba. Do you want to take a look?
Nope.
Okay. Anybody else? Dramatis personae of Faerun
Nope.
famed.
No.
Don't
Okay.
care about poetry.
We have time for poetry later.
No, it's just to clarify, it's politics, not poetry, is the book.
Oh, I don't care about politics either.
not poetry.
Yeah, I'm not from this plane, so I don't give a shit about their politics.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nobody else? Trish, you don't want to read about politics of the land?
No.
Okay.
I have a question
okay.
though. If we followed
Yeah.
You mean
footprints down here,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that like there's nobody here that we can see?
Right.
So like, are those little deep gnome things here? Like, is there a way to check if there's any in the room?
A very interesting
Or is it no
question.
because they have their disguise on?
Urzog's mind blown.
Because we followed someone. Like, if it's a dead end, we followed
No,
footprints.
it could be hiding in plain sight and we wouldn't know.
That's right. We wouldn't
Okay,
know, right?
I
And
wanna
there's no way to
stop this-
tell.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to just jump in here and say that is an absolutely fascinating observation by these young little kobold friends, draconic eyes as they might be, that somehow, well, tell it again like it is. There's somehow you followed
Followed
footprints.
footprints here, yet there's nobody in the room, and it's a dead end, right?
Right. So as everyone's poring over the text, Trix just pops up and says something to the effect of that, hey, if we were following somebody, where are they? Indeed, where are they? Where are they?
I just assumed they left the room.
But then you would see Trax leaving the room.
But do we know if the tracks, like, can we tell if they were coming or going, or is it like we don't know?
They were going to the room you're in now. If I didn't make
Yeah,
that
so
clear, I want to be sure I do. So
Okay.
So definitely something in here then.
okay.
But do we care? Like, do we want to see these things? Like, can we? I don't know.
I don't know. Why
I'm
don't
just
you,
saying,
Trish?
they're
Why
here.
don't you make a Trish? Why don't you make a I think it'd be an insight check or an investigation check. They might be of the same caliber anyway. So make a d20 roll plus intelligence of 0 in your case.
1.
One?
So Trish, I'm gonna stop you there first, and I am gonna give you 2 luck points for what you just did. Okay, 2 luck points to you. Okay, and that's not in effect right now. That you just have them in your
I just have them.
in your
Okay.
your fate. You know, you can affect fate. So 2 luck points to Trix, and Trix, you sniff the air a little bit, and
Got nothing.
you know maybe there's something here, but what happens? Just tell them what happens. You sniff and what?
I was gonna say, like, sniff, and I can't sniff further. I can't find anything. Anybody else want to investigate?
Very good. Okay, but she brings a valid point up that has a lot of you looking from your books and thinking, holy fuck, like, excuse my language, but holy fuck, she's right. She could be right. Where did they go? So my dear party members, what to do? What to do? Do you still want to keep looking at books, Mr. Dragonborn? There are a few titles left.
I'll leave it to the party to decide if we're going to stay in this. Leave it.
I urge you. Your lives are at risk here. We need to get out of here. We're here to help you escape.
You're a vote to get out of the room, Sal?
Your lives are at risk. We need you to get out of here. We need to find your gear or escape before the
Okay,
guards.
I'm with Sal. The room. Herzog?
Urzog is very uneasy. I feel like I'm being watched.
Can I use my Wanderer skill, or as I've already used it? How does that work? Is
Yeah.
it a daily thing,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, no, it's just an ability
can that
you
help
have.
me?
It's-
I don't think that can help me find somebody specifically, though. So I don't think
no,
it's useful.
it can't. No.
But before I was smelling humans, I didn't smell something else. So is there a chance that I can smell something else in this scenario if I roll?
Why don't you take a roll? It's a D20.
That didn't roll. That just sit down. That was worse. 2.
I smell nothing.
Yeah, well,
Somebody else.
well, has anybody else been able to? Can anybody else detect them at all? So I can't do nothing without my spell book. So
Alex.
I have no
That's
detection.
not true. You have cantrips. You have
Alex,
Yes,
There's a
sir.
firebolt. I can't use a firebolt on nothing.
is there
I have a
is there
divine
any,
sense.
is there any animals in here?
No.
What, you know,
No. Oh.
Orc.
what, you
What-
getting hungry?
No, I can talk to animals.
I
Oh,
smell like one. That doesn't make me one.
Can I detect good or evil in this room? Because I have a divine sense.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
Sure, that'll
part of my
that'll tell us
celestial.
This is gonna help us make our
that'll tell us
decision.
evil.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gal.
Yep. So it's one action. So I'm going to use one of 4. So I can detect good and evil, and I can sense anything affected by a Hallows spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
Okay. Okay, so celestial undead. So detect divine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, did you say it was detect evil though, or no?
I can detect good and evil, is what it says.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
I have to
right.
make sure. Okay, so what are the components of the spell, Jesse? I mean, Gal.
It's just an ability that I have as a paladin.
Okay, does it require verbal, somatic? Does it say that at all?
Just an action, yeah.
Okay, go ahead then. Go ahead.
Yep. So I
Describe it if you will.
as we're perusing these books, I use my spidey senses to see if this room is, if there's anything untoward in this room that we're in as we're looking through books.
Okay, so I want you to make a modified roll, okay? I want you to make a modified roll with a +6 modifier, undetermined, D20.
Shit, I got a nat 20.
Nat
With a
20.
nat 20.
Yeah.
Nat
Okay.
20.
Cool, baby.
Alrighty. So, everybody mute
26.
me. Everybody mute me.
Just you?
And Gal, please. I have to impart upon Gal the discovery she makes.
Good call.
Okay.
I never would have thought that.
Well, okay,
Thanks.
so Rob is also Asimar, so I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm actually good with you two being together on this.
I didn't know if it was specific that the footsteps led into the door, though.
Is everybody? Can anybody? Are we good there? Nobody. Only you guys can hear me.
Everyone can hear us.
Go back, no, go back.
Okay.
No, don't go back.
Maybe.
I just want to make sure no one
Yeah.
else can hear me. Okay. All right, guys. So,
I don't count that as hearing.
so
Yeah,
Jesse, let me just impart this upon you. You saved this whole goddamn thing, so thank you very much. I cannot tell you how thankful I am for this discovery of yours. I was like, what are we gonna do? Anyway, back to the game, okay?
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah.
So back to the game.
Could have saved us.
So you cast detect evil, okay, or detect divine, and you have a uncomfortable sensation, a
Yes.
dark sensation, okay, coming from underneath this room. There's in the center of the room,
Yeah.
as if it's a spear jammed in the ground. There's an irradiating sense of negativity, something dark, something wrong. So I can't say if it's evil, but I can certainly tell you it's not good. Okay, so if you imagine a spear or a drill shoved right in the middle of this room, it emanates downward and upwards right to you, okay, this energy, okay? So I want you to explain that feeling to them and suggest the key information again is something underneath this room is emanating to you in a way that you don't feel good about, okay?
Just bring them.
We good?
Is there like a hatch or like a door, like stairs or anything? Like,
We'll find out, but you need to tell them this information first. You can't discern like bodies or physical non-aligned things. You just feel the sense that there's something. Okay, is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna ask you to take that away, like take it away, and let them know. Okay.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay.
Before he was all blurry, like he was clear there, but he was blurry here. Now he's
His laptop was. You can put them back on now.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Everyone, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Can everyone hear Jesse?
Yes.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
These books are great and all, but I'm sensing some unease. I don't know if you trust my celestial abilities or not, but essentially, I am getting some really bad vibes from, I don't know, it's really foggy, but it's coming from like not in this room, but like it's like, it's almost like below us, it's coming through the ground. There's something like that's not right about like even like the middle of this room, like below or middle of this room is just not right.
Thank you. Okay, so she describes a sensation of unease emanating from the center of this room, but not in the room.
Well, can we look to see if there's a hidden trap door or something then?
You could,
Okay,
but you're gonna have to you're gonna have to use your adventure senses yourself too. Where might a trap door be? How might that work? How could it be in an adventure that there'd be a trap door that you did not see right now, if indeed there was? There was.
Can we get a clear as day description of said room and where the bookshelves are
Absolutely.
situated
Absolutely.
and what the floor is made out of, please?
Yes. So when you entered the room, there's a single rotten wood door that Bale opened, right? It led to a spherical dome of dirt room with dirt on the ground, no flooring, okay? This thing is about, at max, 7 by 7, okay? We're talking a fairly small room. It's got shelves of books that are maybe like 3 feet high, okay? Like just shelves that are a combination of dugout sides in the dirt and like sticks and whatever to like give them some sort of form, but they've been like sort of etched in the walls of the domish room. Okay, so there's nothing really there. There are bookshelves to the left, okay, 2 of them, and 1 to the right, okay, and then other than that, it's the party of 7 fanned out around the front door that you came in, some to the left, some to the right, bookshelves to the left, bookshelves to the right, and nothing much else but dirt formed into a dome room. That's it.
Well, can't Herzog do his dirt sniffing and see if there's something below?
He tried that, remember?
In this
And he rolled a
room?
2.
I tried that and I rolled a 2, yeah.
Put your heads together and think about it. These feet have gone to a place where there should be something, and they're not here. And then your intrepid paladin senses something emanating from below, from the middle. It's foggy, but she's not sure, but there's something. So, adventurers, if you want to make it alive, let's talk. Let's talk about it. What's that?
Like you say, Ajax, you're clearly strong with magic here, and Bale, you also have magical influence. I think we need to work together and detect if there's any magic. Perhaps there's a magical door leading below. I'd like to give support in this.
How are we to do that?
I think we need to concentrate and see if we can detect any magical door, magical pathway that's leading below. I mean, I can help. I can help channel this energy as well. I can get support here.
Well, I can
Okay,
give you
guys.
what you need, but I don't have that ability.
Okay, guys. So here's what I'm going to ask. I need Bale, I need Sal, and I need Aljax to roll d20s.
Okay.
I got 13.
Straight up, what you get.
I got 8.
Okay.
I got 6.
Okay. Sal.
Oh, 13.
13.
All
Okay.
right,
Okay. Sal. This took time. This is a process that you just suggested. You suggested that all the magic users combine their efforts, mental efforts, to discern what's going on, right? Unfortunately, not much came of it from two sources: the warlock and the wizard. Okay, this took, and I'm not doing the time justice as a DM here, but this took at least 30 minutes. Okay, so you guys can imagine, hungry, pissed off, whatever you guys are that aren't magic users. This took 30 minutes of time. Okay, but Sal just might have a little something. Sal, you have the feeling Aasimar are connected to the heavens in a way that people celebrate. When you're born, people celebrate, even non-Aasimar. They have divine sense, they have divine link. But you've asked these magic users to pile together, and they cannot discern this. You, however, feel drawn to this bookshelf. All these books. There's still more yet unread. You are drawn to them. Call it divine inspiration, whatever you want to call it. There's still more to know in this bookshelf, in these shelves. That's all I'm saying.
I don't hear Rob at all.
Let's pull.
Yeah, I don't hear him either.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now? Can you hear me now?
Not-
There's something about this bookshelf. Let's inspect the bookshelf. Let's pull it out of its spot. Let's check all the books.
Okay. Sal, I'm going to ask you. Well, actually, you guys can divide the labor however you want. Who wants to look at books? Somebody want to move the shelf? Go have at it, guys.
I'll move the
Let's pull all
shelf.
the books.
I acquire my capability is acquiring and locating knowledge and its source more readily, so I'll look at the books.
Okay. All right. Which you were doing before, but
And then
you
I
were
got-
impatient, were you not?
Well, I need my spell book. I mean, I know it's a broken record, but a wizard with a spell book isn't a wizard.
I'll back you up, Dragonborn.
Okay.
Thanks, Zarzal.
Other titles. The Dragonborn has stepped forward and said, "Look, mea culpa. We got to read some fucking books, okay? I'm with Sal. Let's read some books. He has some ability with research. He's been a researcher his whole life. Are you guys good with that? Are you good with the Dragonborn reading the books, or does somebody else want to take a couple books and read them too?"
Let's move this shelf. I mean, let's get somebody reading books. Let's move this shelf. Let's see if there's anything behind it. I got a really weird feeling about this shelf.
Right. Okay. So let's start with Aljax at least, okay? Because he's offered to read. Okay. So Aljax. Other titles. Of the People of Toril and Its Place by Nindil Jalbuk.
Okay.
And next, written in gold stitching, the title, Riches and Restrictions of Alm, A Guide to Act Accordingly in the Land of Plenty by Riker Richelieu, Counselor among the Guilds.
Okay. Next.
A guide on how to conduct hydroponic farming underground.
No, let's go to the second one with the gold lettering on it.
So are you grabbing it? Are you like picking up, reading it? Like
I'm picking up that volume because it looks unique compared to all the rest. There's something
Okay.
about it that catches my eye.
Okay, so you grab the book, okay, and you flip the front cover open to read the following. AMN, okay? A nation led by representatives of 5 noble families, is a place where the wealthy rule openly and without pretense. Shrewd traders and ruthless businessmen. Omnians believe that the end of a successful transaction is justified by the means, ethical or otherwise. Although the nation is richer by far than the northern metropolis of Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, its influence is curtailed by the unwillingness of its rulers to work together in the nation's best interest. So they are extremely rich, but they're unwilling to work together, okay? That is what's saying about okay? Now, not only that, you read the following. In the use of magic is forbidden except by special dispensation, which is granted by the guild masters and lords of Alm. So the actual free use of magic is forbidden in Alm. Okay? I want you to take some of that in, okay? And you've read this aloud. We can surmise, okay?
Yes.
And there's nothing much more to it.
And they like the art of transaction, and 3 of us were kidnapped and taken against our will. So that'd definitely be a transaction. So somehow I think either we have to eventually end up in Alm or find somebody who is Amish and find out if they are in any of this.
Not to be confused with real world Amish, guys. Okay. That's it for the book, and that's a astute observation. Have yourself a luck point, Aljax, please.
One
single luck point, and that's an astute observation. And Sal, give yourself a luck point as well, please. A single. Now you're holding this book. There doesn't seem to be much more of interest.
No, I'll discard that one on now.
Okay.
And I've got okay, and I'm looking at the rest of them now.
Okay, so you place the book on the shelf, and as you do so, you hear a click noise. As you deposit the book back onto the spot, you hear a click noise. Okay? So, what is it?
Well, it must be a secret room behind the bookshelf. So can I attempt to swing this
Anybody can
bookshelf
attempt.
open?
Anybody can
Okay.
attempt anything.
I'll attempt to swing the bookshelf open then, or see if I can move it.
Well, unfortunately, the bookshelf, just to clarify a little better, I apologize I haven't, it's built into the wall itself, right? So it's almost as if the dirt was chiseled out and the book slid sideways into it, okay? And then there's a couple sticks here and there to outline the vagary of a shelf. So you're not going to be able to physically move it out. It's the wall itself in some respect. And you can grab a handful of dirt if you like, but anybody want to make any checks, any looks, any peeks, any what's it?
Is there any change
can I
in
use
the
my-
floor?
Say that again?
What's that?
Is there a change at all to the floor? Any doors that open?
Roll a d20. Add 7, Rob, please.
That'll be a 26.
Okay. So a 19. All right. Okay, Rob. Sal, so you're scanning the floor, you're looking, you all have heard this click and are not sure what to do. When you put the book back, okay, there is the slightest draft of air coming from the middle of this room. And if you get closer, you can see, in fact, the slightest raising of the floor, the tiniest raising of the floor. Nothing you can see under, but it's higher than it was. Would you like to interact with this? Would you like to?
Run my fingers across it, and as soon as I can get a hold on it, I'll swing it open as fast as I can.
Okay, so you grab the lip of this raised spot.
Yeah.
And you brush the dirt off the top. And
Yeah,
it is
get
a
a hold on it,
wooden.
and swing it
It is
open.
a wooden square latch, like a wooden square latch door with a hinge on it. So you fling this thing open in the center of this room. So now, just before you all, suddenly, after hours in this room, there is a hole in the ground in the center of this dome of dirt. And in it is a ladder of wood. But you can't really see what's down there except for...
I got the
Say that
torch.
again? You have the torch.
I have the torch that I took, so I'll drop it down into see what it lights up.
Okay, bear in mind the ladder is wood.
Yeah, I'm not going to burn the ladder. I'm just dropping it down into the hole.
Okay, please roll dexterity check, D20.
20.
Okay, so you grab the torch, and with a little bit of extra wizardly control of energies, you guide this torch down slowly through the air. Okay, just the parlor trick of a high school wizard student. Nothing major. You guide this small object down this hole, and you slowly see it descend, and it lights it up. Okay, something only a trained wizard can do. Just simple manipulation. And as you go, you see just ladder, dirt, more dirt, and then a turquoise shimmer at the bottom, okay, of the ladder. A turquoise shimmer. The ladder is about, you'd think, 20 feet in length.
Deep, okay.
It's a deep hole. And the ladder's long. It's a long ladder. You certainly don't want to go down there without the ladder.
Right.
You can see that much. As for what else you can see, it's not much, because where you see the turquoise shimmer at the very bottom, the small shimmer, there's a ledge of rock and stone and wood above that. Dirt above that, sort of like leads to the next, what looks like a next chamber. So you can't see through that, right? You can only see that there is a room of some kind down there, and potentially another room leading off of that. Okay.
Well, somebody needs to go down this ladder.
I'd like to give just because I know
Sure.
Sorry, Rob, we need you to. There's some sort of glitchiness. Or...
Can you hear me now?
No.
That's a little better.
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
now good.
Yeah, we hear you good now.
I know that our allies are unarmed, so we have a hand axe for the orc. The magic users, I'm hoping they have some ability. I'd like to give my crossbow to Trix.
Okay.
I
Okay.
accept. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So then
All right,
I gestured down and I said, we're with you.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm going by myself.
So is Trix going at it?
I'll
you
come
guys-
with you, but let's figure out what's down there.
Why?
Okay, so you're sending Trix down there, just?
No, I'll go down too. I just
Okay.
want there to be a weapon.
Okay.
One
So
at
I have nothing.
one at a time down this ladder, because we don't know how sturdy it is.
Yes,
Okay.
I hope the orc stays up top so that he doesn't break the ladder on the way down.
Well,
Fine then. All of you go down. I'll stand guard.
okay. Good, Orzog. You stand guard.
Okay, let's organize this then. So who is going first? Raise your hand.
I can go first. I'm small.
Fuck it, I'll go first.
I mean,
I-
like,
I'll go
I-
first.
respect at least. Yeah.
Urzog suggests lightest, smallest to biggest, excluding me, because
Okay.
I am the biggest.
Okay, all in favor of smallest to biggest down the ladder.
Good to me.
I'm good with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trix, you're first up. You grab your dragon paws on your claw fingers onto this ladder of 20 feet, okay? And I would like you to make a dexterity check if you would please do so.
Oh. Come on, Trix.
20.
So Trix, the ever capable tunnel dweller, you take a look down this ladder as you mount the top rungs, and you say something like, and forgive me, but you say something like, "It's nothing to me," and you slide down that thing like you let go, you get your feet up the side, and you slide down there. Yeah. It's nothing to you. You've seen this. You've lived this. Kobolds live in places like this. You're at the bottom, no problem. Easy. Anyone else?
Is she talking? I don't hear anything.
Yeah, she talks. Yeah.
I don't hear her.
No, you don't hear her.
No.
Did you mute? Did you ever muted?
Well, I'm talking on Sean's microphone.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you now,
Okay.
but I didn't hear anything about what the roll was or anything.
Okay, she rolled 20, so she slid down. You know how you can quickly get down a ladder? You know, she just put her feet on the sides and...
The two sides of the harms, the two sides.
Yeah. So you do that and you're down at the bottom. Now, you can see a few things, Trish, if you want.
All right.
But they can barely see you at the top now. Okay? So you see figures of your fellow party members at the top, but you're down at the base of the ladder now. So I would like to request again, and I apologize for the frequency of this, but I'd like to suggest again a mute of everybody, but a mute of Trish and I, because I have to impart some knowledge that she'll have to yell up to you guys. Okay.
Okay. All right. Muting.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
Okay, Trish. Great roll, by the way. Nicely done. Oh, you can hear?
You have to mute Sean.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm using his microphone.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Trish. So beautiful roll once again, by the way. And also, very smart. I'm very proud of you to think about where those people went, man. Because I just want to say this outside of the game. You probably saved a ton of annoyances by figuring that out. Okay, so congratulations for that. I'm very pleased with your work so far.
That's why I get luck points. All right.
What's that? Sorry.
So that's why I got my luck point.
Yeah. Now, what is your luck at right now?
What does that mean? I don't know. On my chart?
Yeah, like your luck points. Did I give you any yet?
Where? What do you mean?
It'll be the inspiration. Like it'll be in the inspiration category. I don't think I gave you any yet, did I? Any luck points?
No, I don't have anything there. It's just like two little
Okay,
dots.
so I'm gonna give you 3 of those in total for the sequence of events. So you can just write on a piece of paper or something. I'm writing it down too. So 3 in total
3
luck points go to you.
Okay, luck. Okay.
Okay. So that's just step 1, okay? So, but now I want you to listen to what you see and then kind of yell it up at them. You don't actually have to yell, but that's kind of what we're going for, okay? So you're down here and you see, so there's the ladder, right? There's the ladder that you've descended, and there's the huge spire of the hole above you.
Okay.
But as you get your feet on the ground, it's like black dirt. It's like really bedrock. It's like really strong. It's not going to move beneath your feet. You might imagine it like some kind of concrete. It's
So
that
it could be
powerful.
it's like a rock or a solid ground.
Yeah, exactly. It's solid enough for any weight. It's not going to shift. It looks like it's almost been like worked on or petrified or something, like, you know, like it's still dirt, but it's black enough, right?
Okay.
And it's strong and heavy. Now you get your feet down, your clawed feet down, and you smell salt water, and you look, and you see that the teal shimmer that I mentioned before you descended, that is a raised sort of lake, almost a hot spring, a teal hot spring, like see-through water over to the right, and there's a set of like carved out dirt stairs, like going to the left of that. Yeah, descending in, not into the not into the hot spring, but off to the left of the hot spring towards another tunnel that takes a turn. Okay, so there's a hot spring, and then there's a hot spring of water, like an oasis, to the right of this pathway, and the pathway's on the left of the ladder area. Okay. Okay. So so if you want a simplified explanation, there is a body of water, small and turquoise. There is a tunnel with stairs leading down to it off the left of the thing, and there's the black dirt under your feet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you can say that however you want. You don't have to give them all the information. Whatever you think.
Okay.
Okay.
So
you good?
Everyone can put your earphone.
Are we good? Are we good? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Did I miss anything? Because I had to go there.
Okay, Trish.
All right.
Sorry, Trix. You're down in the hole. And you've taken a look around now. You know your comedians can't see what you see. So what do you see? You're gonna call up to them.
All right. So I'll tell them that the ground that I landed on is like solid and almost like a hard surface. Petrified. It's been like worked a bit, maybe but it's solid. Nothing's gonna go through. You can all come down, basically. I think there is a small hot spring, and there's also like a little tunnel and path on the left side of this hot spring. And I can't see where it goes to, but I know there's a path, like a tunnel.
Right. Thank you.
So
thank you, Trish.
I invite you to come down and join me. Maybe not. Well.
So just to clarify again, she says hot spring and a path to the left. The teal shimmer is the hot spring, or like open body of water that's like gurgling, bubbling.
I
right?
also
That's what I mean by hot.
Sorry. There's also I can smell like a bit of salt water, like salt in the air. So that's from the spring.
Right. She smells a bit of salt water from this hot spring, and there's a path to the left, and there's solid ground on the bottom. So thank you, Trish, for that. Thank you so much. And the rest of you guys, you can come down one by one, but I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check as you do so, please. So name the next one on the line, and we'll go through it.
Wait just a minute now. Do we want to go down when we still don't have any equipment? Any of us? I mean, I don't see the point of going further away unless you equipment that way. Because what are we going to do without any equipment? Going down, exploring down a shaft down in salt water. I don't.
I now have a bow and arrow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you have a
and a little tiny axe for the orc.
I mean,
we still got no gear.
I mean, what do you want to do? You can go all
Can
the
I-
way back.
Find our gear.
Urzog has
Okay, I'll let
something
you
to
guys
say.
handle this.
Urzog,
Okay.
silence.
You gotta go last, because if you come down, you might land and we ain't getting
Okay.
back.
I am currently.
Okay, obviously, I just want to set the scene. Obviously, Aljax, Dragon Lord, is frustrated. Your party member expresses frustration that you haven't found the gear, thinks the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. What do you guys do about this? It's not for me to decide yet.
The thing is, from Urzog's perspective, we were talking before, in the book, they talked about transactions and trading. You clarified that, Dragonborn. And the guys who were captured us, the transaction and all that, that is us. We were the transaction that was failed. We saw the footsteps come into this room, which I originally smelled humans. So we also determined that we were talking about that the sink that they were talking about used no magic. The hidden trap was not magically sealed. It was like a pressure plate. It was mechanical, right? So every sign is telling us that the people who did take our stuff are probably down here. And Alex just dropped.
Okay.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I'm here. My phone's just dying, so I'm going to try to switch the computer, but I'm still here. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Well, I'll do whatever the majority of the group wants to do.
This is
But
just
everybody's gonna realize I'm the weakest character of us all. So I'm going to die quick if we come into anything because I have no way to protect myself.
Packed.
There's
Stay in the middle of the pack. Don't go too far in the front. Don't go too far in the back.
there is no surefire answer here, but I think based on the footprints, like we determined that we followed footprints into this room, then there was no more footprints. We found a secret door that wasn't magically sealed; it was mechanical. And you read in a book about how there was these people who did transactions or whatever. So we're assuming.
You think this will lead us to
I'm assuming that this is going to bring us into their lair, perhaps, like their traveling tunnels,
But
right?
I feel like if we can find the guy who was transactioning us, he might know where our gear is. Like I said, we can go anywhere to find it. We don't know where it is. He could have sold it already. It could be gone. You know. So I mean, if we can at least find him, maybe we can talk to him, like threaten him, find out where our stuff is, and if we, at least we can get that information. And then if we have to go back, we can.
Sure. All right. Who's second?
You weren't a prisoner. Do you know what happened to the gear?
Sorry, could you repeat? I didn't catch any of that.
You weren't a prisoner.
Okay.
But
Do you
we
know
just
what
saw
happened to
them,
the gear?
We just saw his,
I have no idea what happened to the gear. When I showed up, everyone was already in
Yeah, we just
cages.
saw us walking in, kind of in shackles.
Yeah, so I have absolutely no idea where the gear is. But based on the evidence and what everyone's saying is, yeah, our best bet is to keep following the footsteps, the footprints, and go down this tunnel.
Good question, Sal.
Hey, I mean, we could go back and ask that guy I shot in the knee.
He's dead. He bled out. You killed him.
He bled out, yeah.
You're so good. Such a good elf. Murdering people.
That's what I wanted you to talk to him.
Can I change my alignment?
Talk to him, not jam through his kneecap.
Okay, guys. So
you're in trouble?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of technical issues. Like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're fine to keep going, but if it cuts out significantly for me, I'm gonna have to call a halt to the session. But for now, I'm gonna keep going. I don't see any of you guys. Okay, so we're just gonna work through it. For me, it's all vocal at this point. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Are you guys comfortable going like this right now?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. My apologies to any viewers and any of you guys annoyed by the technical issues. My laptop, I've been overworking it, so I have to get like a fan for it or something. So anyway, we'll keep going until it's untenable for now. Okay. All right. So you guys are going down this ladder. Is that what I'm overhearing? This hilarious conversation.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
I turned into.
I think Trix is already down there.
Yeah, and she relayed what she saw.
And who was second?
Doesn't matter. But I need a dice roll of dexterity from somebody.
Okay. Just regular D20s, right?
Yep, D20 plus dex mod. Kyle.
20, and then my dex is plus.
So you got a critical?
Plus 3. Yeah.
Critical? Okay, so
much 23.
Right, so much like Trix, who slid down the ladder in confidence, you grab one rung and dangle off, grab a second, dangle off, grab a seventh and dangle off. You maybe touch 4 rungs total on this 20-foot ladder, and you're down at the bottom with a little elven grace, if you like. Next.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay, Bale.
I swear to God, if I fall down this ladder. Oh, thank God, 20.
Wow, you guys seem to be dueling acrobats at this point. Strangely
Dueling
enough.
dice.
Bale, please add 1 luck point to your profile, please, and I will add it to the list here as well. And how you descend, it's nothing flashy. Unfortunately, you're a master of subtle movements, right? So you don't make a big show of anything, but you're on the ground.
Okay, I'll roll next.
Okay, Dragonborn.
I got 6 plus with my the dexterity, so 7.
7.
7.
Okay. You're slowly descending this ladder, and I'm gonna ask, as you're about a quarter of the way down, I'm going to ask the next person to come down at the same time. And the reason for that is it's gonna be you're taking a while to get down here, so somebody's gonna load on with you unless you guys want to wait, because he's going slow on this ladder.
It's tough with claws going down a wooden ladder.
Right.
Dragons are disgusting creatures.
Oh, be careful! There's
I'll come down next.
Okay, Gal.
Nice.
Okay, Gal.
Yeah, I'll be covered in chainmail though, so there's
Yeah.
a bit of a.
There's going to be a -2 penalty to your Dex mod. So what is it?
It'll be tough for me. So
So sorry, what is your Dex mod naturally?
it's +1.
+1, so you're gonna get a -1 then on this roll.
Okay, so I got 8.
8
total.
-1. Okay,
So,
so you are descending now with Aljax, and I see you interestingly both rolled the same. Your encumbrance is more due to the equipment. The Dragonborn's encumbrance is due, like he says, to the clawed appendages with which he manipulates. And a wooden rung ladder doesn't exactly have the most durability with each claw grasp. So you guys are both descending slowly, but in the interest of time, you're on the ground, just safe and sound. Okay. But it wasn't an easy journey for you both here. Next up,
Time.
What?
Orc time. Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
you're
go
biggest.
last.
Never mind.
I'm gonna go
Never mind.
last.
Sal's still got to come, I believe.
Okay, one more person safely down then.
So I got 7.
a 7. Okay.
Oh, never
So-
mind.
So once
I
again,
take that back.
Once again, in the same vein, at the risk of repeating myself, you were taking it gingerly, and I'm going to speed that along. But just know that it wasn't an easy journey, and that may come to affect you later at a different point in time. Same with the rest of you who had 7. Okay,
Right.
some of these actions, you're not robots, so just keep this in mind. Okay, I have this noted too as well. The rolls that are being made here. So you are on the ground in the interest of fast forwarding, Sal, but it wasn't easy for you, unlike the others. And now we come to, I guess, what some would call the moment of truth here. Urzog. Right?
Can he just jump down?
You can have a look, Urzog, if you want. You can take a peek down there.
It's a roll.
I make sure you guys clear the way.
We're standing off to the side. Don't worry.
Okay, Urzog, make a dexterity roll. Okay. I believe it's a -2 for you as is, right?
Oh God!
Don't break the ladder.
I'm asking you to add an additional negative factor of -1
Fuck.
to your weight. So -3. Please.
Come on.
Oh no.
9.
So -3 6.
Yeah, that ain't so bad. That ain't so bad. I was worried you might get a 1 by modification. You did not. So you grab onto this ladder, and I tell you, this ladder should not support you. Okay, it is creaking in every step, and you feel your muscular, thick hands perspiring on these ledges, and you don't dare look down right now because you know that you're too big for this, and you don't even have any equipment. Okay, so we're talking a rung a minute here. That's what we're talking. A rung a minute descension time. So there's 20 feet of ladder, and again, you survived. You're not gonna take any damage here. So let's put you at the bottom as time goes on. But it's about 25 minutes later now from everybody's movement. Okay. just because I am keeping track of time intervals and things like that. Okay, so the time has passed here. This was not an instantaneous action. So you're all at the bottom now, and like Trick said, it's black dirt, like bedrock dirt on your feet. It could be mistaken for stone if you're a layman, but it's not stone. It's dirt. It's strong dirt, packed by the ages. And there is, in fact, the sweet smell, or I don't know if you'd call it the sweet smell of salt water, but it's the smell of salt water that you imagine is emanating from this turquoise, bubbling hot spring off to the right. So essentially, if you can imagine with me here, we've descended into a cavernous region of hard black stone. Okay, the black stone is just barely lit by the shaft that you came down is barely lit by that torch, which by the way is still on the ground. It's not burning anything. It's hard black dirt. It's not going to light it on fire. But the point I'm trying to make is we have basically the look of a cavern further now. Okay, and it's obsidian dirt, almost like stone. And as you descend this ladder and you look to your left now, which would be straight ahead to the whole group, there's the hot spring to the right, and the hot spring is sort of encased in a ridge of dirt and stone in its own little, like, hived off section, okay? And then to the left of that is carved dirt blocks of stairs, 3 of them, that lead down left to the hot spring, like from the hot spring, from this area to a darkened tunnel that's open enough that the air of the hot spring still flows through there, but it goes around a bend. So basically you have this bending path and this hot spring. That's what you see in front of you guys. And that's what I have for you for now.
Does somebody have dark vision?
In fact, you do.
And it also has
I think I do,
that
don't I?
light staff thing, right?
You don't have any gear?
You're talking about Sal? Or you're talking about Sal?
Sal has that spell, right? The guiding light thing.
I use my light cantrip, and I'll cast that on my mace. So I'll light up my mace again.
Okay, Rob, I believe it's verbal, so I'm going to need a caster's verbalization of any kind.
Please stick our... Yes.
In character. Sorry, what was that?
Nice.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Whenever a spell has a verbal component, I'm going to ask you to do that. Just get into it a little bit. You don't have to be crazy. You can just say fireball, but you're going to have to say something. Okay, so thanks, Rob. Thanks, Sal. So you light your mace up, and you're going to take the lead in this group right now, okay? With the light. So it's pretty clear to you as you light this area that the hot spring is at most 2 feet deep, and there's nothing of interest there except bubbling water. Now you could source where it might come from. You can spend all day looking at it, but let's not. You instead take your mace of light, holding it over your head as you lead this band of 7, okay? And you are going to proceed down these dirt stairs. It's the only way to go. And you are going to round this corner, okay? And I have to roll some dice. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment or two, if you will, please.
So how are we all enjoying this dirt tunnel?
I don't know if enjoying is the right word.
Herzog preferred the cage.
Okay, the rolls have been made, and you are rounding this corner, and there's a shadow, a flickering shadow, a light source behind a longer cavern. No door, but just a longer cavern. At the very end is a light source and a flickering shadow in front of you. You can proceed. You can do all manner of things you might imagine. So, it's a single file tunnel with Sal at the front. Actually, sorry, it's two abreast tunnel, and then about 30 feet away is a light source and a shadow. Okay, and you have no choice but to draw nearer to this. And now, do you wish to proceed and draw near, or is there anything else?
I think I'd like to stop the light. So I'd like to diminish the light on my mace
Okay.
and proceed a little bit stealthily and just like slow everyone down for a second as we proceed
Okay.
and try to attempt to be stealthy.
Okay, good. So I need everybody to roll a d20 with your stealth modifiers. Every single person here, please.
Okay, gotta
Stealth is in the skill tree near like, survivalism, things like that. The
18.
skill list.
-2.
I believe it's governed by dexterity, if that helps. But some of you may be proficient in stealth, so it
I
makes
am not critical fail.
Wait, you critical failed?
I critical failed.
Okay, thank you. I need everyone to roll this die.
I rolled
got-
a 6. Oh boy, that was really close to the mic. I apologize.
It's okay.
I got 16.
16.
How is the
18.
orc stealthier than me?
18 -2 is what I got. And Trish rolled
I have
7, and then you gotta look here.
Dexterity?
Is it -5 or +5 here on the stealth?
Plus.
Plus?
'Cause she
Plus?
has stealth.
So it's 7 plus 5.
On this.
so 13.
13? So 16 for me, 13 for Kobold.
Dad,
I rolled
why can't you see this, Dad? It's on your list.
No, there's no arcane stuff, and there's no stealth either. I rolled a 13. But I tell you, I got nothing here that says anything about stealth.
On
It's
your
whatever
dex,
your dex mod is.
what's your dexterity mod is? Go to your dexterity.
My dexterity is +1, so 13.
All right. Okay.
Alex.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Kyle.
I have the stealth skill, and then there's my dex mod as well.
Yep,
Which
so
one
you
do I add?
+2 to your dex mod.
Okay, so dex mod is already +3, and my stealth is +5. So I
you're gonna
just
have a
add.
5 to the roll.
So give a 5 to the roll.
Yep.
Okay, so then I am at 14.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Never comes on the computer desk, but the second we're
Okay.
here
Is
and
that
busy.
okay? Is that everybody rolled? I apologize because I can't see your faces. Right
Yeah,
now.
no, I got 9, Alex.
You got 9. Okay.
Yep.
So here's how this goes. Okay. You guys inch closer. Well, no, not inch, but you're stepping closer. There's a good 30 feet. Okay. Sal, am I right to detect a certain apprehension is why you decided to douse this light? What was your thought
Yeah, I
process?
saw this flickering shadow, and then I decided to immediately douse the light and slow everyone down and proceed stealthily, or attempt to proceed stealthily.
Okay,
Which is
so
a
can I
smart
sur-
idea.
So can I surmise that you maybe raised a hand to them as the leader of this single file troop and said, like, slow your roll or something like that? Can I surmise that?
Yeah, I just hand motioned to them.
Okay. So if you guys can hear this tunnel sound, this is getting kind of eerie on my end. I can't see you guys, and you guys are stealthing towards towards light. It's kind of it's good. I like it. I love it. So as you're getting closer, the light's getting brighter, the shadows getting more in form, I guess you could say. And unfortunately, Gal, in her heavy armor,
Oh shit.
trips and stumbles. So I need who's in front of Gal right now. We've got I believe it would be so how do we go down the it would be Aljax, you're in front of Gal, correct? Because you guys went down the ladder together, assuming that order stayed the same.
Am I behind her by any chance?
You are behind her.
Am I able to
Yes.
try and catch her?
So I need hold on. I need Aljax, I need you to make a dexterity save right now. Dexterity roll. Sorry, right now.
Okay, 12.
Okay, now I need you to make a strength roll, please.
A strength roll
Yes.
with my mod is 14.
Okay, so 14 and 12. And Urzog, the same, please. Dex followed by strength, please.
Dex followed by strength.
Yes, please.
Ooh. What's my dex? It's minus 2. Okay, so I got 0 on the dex.
Oh,
Come on, strength.
And I got 17 on the strength. Plus, what is it for my strength? Hold on, I'm checking.
4 plus 4.
17 plus 4?
20.
So 21.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the numbers total were 12 and 14 and 0 and 20, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So as
21.
as Gal is stumbling forward, Aljax, you turn. It's as if it runs in slow motion here for a moment, because the stealth is about to be shattered here, if it's needed. It's about to be shattered. Somebody clanging in plate armor is going to make a hell of a lot of noise. So Aljax, you turn and reach your hand out and try to brace her fall. And as you do that, Urzog, you reach forward because you're behind her, right? Right?
Yes.
Urzog?
Yeah, I am behind her, yes.
And you fumble for the neck of her cuirass, the neck of her arm breastplate. Okay? It's not pretty, but you got her. You grabbed her and you yank her backwards into you, okay? With the might you can have. So out of the clutches of the Dragonborn, you've grabbed and yanked our fair paladin right into your own chest. Okay, but it wasn't done quietly, unfortunately, as you can imagine, by the 0 that you came up with. So, needless to say, you're trying to assist, but you have created quite a clang as you clasp a breastplate from the neck and pull another creature back to you. There's the sound of there's the sound of a shifting plates, not unlike somebody doing dishes or something like that.
Cling, cling.
And it goes through this whole tunnel, okay? It happened right now. It just happened.
Cling,
So
cling,
Dragonborn was about to catch her fall, maybe, but she was yanked, okay, by the indomitable might of a larger-than-life orc, who sometimes people wonder how he could even fit in tunnels like this, but nonetheless. But as that sound happens, the clank, the grating of steel, orc hand against steel, the shadow stops ahead of you. And Trish, I need you to make a investigation check right now.
Ooh, baby.
D20, please, plus 0.
8.
8?
8.
Okay, Trish, so the shadow is frozen. Sal, you notice. Everybody notices that can see. Except the orc, except Gal, except the Dragonborn. Okay, you all notice the shadow has ceased its flickering. And Trish, you put your ear to the air and you hear voices. In fact, if you guys can still hear me, I just got a cutout on my end.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're okay now.
Okay, so you hear voices, and they're like this. Hey, what was that? Did you hear something there? I wouldn't worry too much about it. Probably nothing. What else can be done here? Nobody knows we're here. You recognize the voice. You guys heard him speak. Who do you think it is? I'll let you guys fill the blank.
Keller.
You've heard him speak.
It's got to be that. Was it Keller? Kale?
Keller.
Keller's correct.
Okay.
Keller's correct.
But do I only hear it,
recognize
or?
these- No, you all do. But you were the first to put your ear to it because you're the tunnel master stuff. You all hear this. So he said, "What was that? Probably nothing. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Who else knows we could be down here?" And that's all you hear. You don't hear a reply, okay? So what now? What now? You heard something. Do you keep going?
Yes.
Sal, you're leading the pack.
Yeah, we keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
let's do this.
Okay, so you guys get closer, and as you draw closer, you hear steps moving away from you. Feet in dirt moving away. crunch of dirt, and then sound of a door. The door closed. It's not like vacuum sealed. I don't know. I made the end noise, but but nonetheless, these feet have stepped away, opened the door, and closed it. As you come across the threshold of where that light source was, and as you did that, you saw the shadows morphing in shape, right, changing in shape, bobbing this way and that, and now they're gone. Now the shadows are gone. So you emerge out of this tunnel into what seems like, I hesitate to call it this, but it seems like what would be the equivalent of a barrack, like a barracks.
Oh,
We lose Alex.
we lost Alex.
Alex.
Well, that might be it.
If he comes back, I think we have to engage these people. Find out where your gear is.
I lost it for JD.
Alex isn't in here at the moment anyway.
Okay, I'm saying me too.
We're gonna go quickly to the Be Right Back screen, see if we can figure out Alex.
Can you plug my iPad in for me?
No. Plug it in yourself.
Oh, he's back. Alex, you there?
What's up, Bray?
Hey y'all, so sorry about this. I lost y'all again. Like 2%, so I don't even know how long this will last. I'm not sure of the techniques on my end, you guys. I'm gonna have to those as I work through things here. I think I just have too many things going on right now, too many windows, things like that. My apologies. If you guys can hear me, can you guys hear me?
Sort of.
Fuzzy, but yeah.
Oh,
Hold on,
It's
let me grab,
You're echoing.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, sorry guys. I really apologize. I feel like I'm bringing us down here with the tech side.
Nah.
So I have only a few percent on my phone, so I did not want to end here, and I don't want to, so I want to move through something quickly here, okay? But we will end after this, okay, unfortunately. I'll work on it, you guys. I apologize for that, any viewers. But as you step forward, you notice that they have left this room, closed the door behind them. You step forward into what looks like a barracks, I said, right? Or at least as far as a barracks can look underground. So we're talking a cot maybe, a stone bed maybe, a etched out shelf where someone could put their boots in maybe, etched out of dirt. And lo and behold, to the right, are 3 chests, stacked wall to wall beside each other. 3 chests that take up the rest of that space. Okay, so there's enough space to walk through the door that was assumedly closed. There's the 3 chests from the wall to the wall, small space. They're tight. They have to be moved, okay? They can't be opened as is. And then there's 2 beds and a place for boots and maybe a shield or something. Does somebody want to open those chests quickly or pull one out quickly? Or should we stop here?
It'll depend on you and your tech difficulties, but
yeah, that more depends on you.
Okay, well,
I mean, if we have to stop here due to tech, we'll stop here.
Okay, let's open a chest first. Get your strongest guy to do it.
oh.
All right, Orc, you're up.
D20
So
roll.
Urzog, you need to make no rolls on this.
Oh, thank
There are
goodness.
3 chests tight, okay? Like back to back to back. You cannot open their latches until you hoist them out of this crevasse they're just tucked away in, okay? It's like a closet space. They're tight in there. So
Okay.
grab one of them, okay, Urzog? Okay?
I'll grab the middle one.
The middle chest? You grab the middle chest?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to open it right now. And it is locked, though. Does anybody have abilities with lockpicks? Or do you want to try to force it open? You can do that, too.
I think my friend Bale has lockpicking skills. Bale.
How did you know I have lockpicks?
Because we introduced each other at the start of this session, and I know everything about your story now.
I wasn't gonna share them with you, but okay.
Okay, Bale. Okay, Bale, you have the capability. Please make a dexterity check, and add, I believe it's add +3 to it.
15.
Okay, Bale. So you have a toolkit. It's common to people of your profession, quote unquote, and that need to gain access to places that one might need to gain access to. So you successfully jarred this lock open, and you flip the lid, Bale. And what you see is a strange mask. A strange mask inside this chest. A very, very odd mask. It's like something you've never seen before. What do you do?
Put it on.
Don't put it on. No.
The mask.
Whatever you do, don't put that fucking mask on.
Can I investigate the mask to make sure it's not made of human flesh?
You can investigate the mask, yes. Make an
Okay.
investigation check.
I'm gonna investigate the mask.
Okay.
11 plus 4? Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, 15.
15. Okay, Bale. So before my phone dies here, you see a mask that is about half a face, okay? So it's a ceramic mask that sits on half a face. The mouth is still visible of anywhere. It's made for a human to wear, okay? And it has, like I said, ceramic in construction, light to hold, and it is something about it, okay? Something about it that a normal investigation check can't tell. You just see a ceramic mask. That's what you see. That covers the nose, like a nose and up only.
Like a masquerade mask, we're talking. Okay.
A bit longer than that. If you want a visual, think Phantom of the Opera mask or something.
I was thinking Phantom of the Opera.
Okay, okay.
Think Phantom of the Opera mask. I will show a picture of that later on. I can't now, obviously. I had that ready too. Fucking God bless my heart, but it's not going to work.
Does somebody want to magical check that somehow? Before we put our fingers on it?
It'd be an intellect check here.
I can do that as well.
You can, yes?
Yeah? Okay.
Would you like to? Go ahead.
I would like to.
Okay. What is your arcane?
Oh, motherfucker. 1 plus 4.
1 plus 4, 5. Okay, so it's clear to you that there is a magical nature to this mask. There's, I don't know, the slightest shimmer, the slightest... It's so hard to describe because ceramic is itself like, rigid and slippery in a sense, but there's something else to this. There's something almost like you put your hand on it, it'll slide off. It's almost like supernaturally slippery, even for ceramic. And even for a beveled ceramic Phantom of the Opera mask, right? So, smooth to the touch, but it's slippery. That's what you can see, but its true nature eludes you. Anybody else? Again, time of the essence because I'm a failed DM.
I'll take a stab at seeing what it is.
So you're asking Bale to hand it over?
Knock yourself out. I'll definitely give you the mask.
Okay, so wait, you're actually picking it up and handing it to him now? Because you did pick it up already. Now you're handing it to him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Roll a intelligence check, then. If you have arcane, also add that to it.
I do. Okay. Okay, with my arcane, I got a total of 7. Plus 5, and I rolled a 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you look at this mask. Sure that you can see something more to it. Sorry, can you guys still hear me? I might have lost
Yep.
it. Okay, so sure you can see something more to it. Oh, what is a human warlock? No, but you come away with the same thought. This is certainly
There's
something unnatural.
There's something more to it, yes.
Yeah, something unnatural and unnaturally slippery about its texture, but not wet. It's not wet. It's certainly not wet, but it's slippery. It's almost ungraspable. But it's beyond your ken, I'm afraid.
Right.
And so this is I don't know what you want to do with this mask, but this mask here, it fits. The ceramic mask, nose height and above, 2 eye holes, slippery to the touch, ceramic. I don't know what you guys want to do with it, but there seems to be nobody else to claim it. So.
Who has a bag? We don't have bags. Who else has a bag? Anybody?
You have a pocket or something they can put it in?
Well, we have adventurers that have bags. Yes, we have Gal, Sal, we have Elia. You guys are all equipped with carrying satchels and whatnot. If you want to give it to one of them, you can do that.
Can I keep the shiny mask?
Yeah,
Bail request?
it seems more for a human, so yes, I suggest that.
Sure.
I will gladly take the moist mask back. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, so Bale, I want you to take a record of it, take a record of it. Even though I have also taken a record of it, I would like you to take a record of noting possesses strange ceramic mask. Okay.
Okay, can I just call it moist mask?
Sure, you can. Well, it's not moist. It's not wet. It's not wet.
I know, but the way you're describing it makes me just think moist mask.
Okay, well, if you want to call it, if you wish to dub it moist mask, you may do so.
I have dubbed it moist mask.
Moist.
Okay. So that was all that was in one chest. And may I say briefly, Urzog, you're kind of stunned that that's what was in that chest. Because when you picked that thing up, it felt like treasures in there. It felt heavy. It felt weighty. It felt like it would crush the kobold flat dead if she grabbed it. But it's a mask, a light ceramic mask. That takes you aback, Urzog, a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, we have time for one more chest, you guys. Why don't we have Urzog grab it before my phone dies?
Do you guys want the closer chest or the further chest?
Further.
Further? Okay.
Oh, further, definitely, yeah.
So I reach and grab the furthest chest and pull it up and... Lockpick dude! Take care of this.
Please roll on lockpick. Dexterity, +3.
Ooh, 19.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so Bale, you get your lockpick in there and you fiddle it a little bit, jiggle it, and sure enough, up it pops, and the latch is open, and you flip the lid, and there is familiarity found. There is some gear that some may recognize. There is, at the very minimum, a great sword.
That's mine.
So you smash that so there is without itemizing everything, there is gear for Urzog in this chest, and there is gear for the kobold in this chest.
That is also mine.
So tricks you have as well. I don't know if I spoke to you about this, but you also, because of your kobold lineage, you actually have a bag of caltrops in your equipment. Yeah. So what that is they're little small spiky things that can hurt people, like little like impromptu traps, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, like little jacks you step on, exactly, but sharp. Okay, so you have a bag of those. You can like spread on the ground if you want to slow somebody down. Okay. In addition to that, you have your hand axe that you took and all that. And I'll refer back to this in more detail. But for now, we've got one chest over. We've got Urzog equipped. We've got Tricks equipped. And I'm going to have to call it there, you guys. So one more chest and onward. I'm sorry we didn't get quite as far as I hoped. Not even close. But this is how things go. And I apologize. We're calling it probably about a half an hour earlier than last time. I hope you'll be back in episode 3, session 3.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Good time, everyone.
Thanks,
I
everyone.
I gotta
Great
go
stuff.
for the sauna.
Thanks
I
for
got my
sticking with me,
equipment
guys.
back. Fuck you.
I got,
I'm not-
I got shit. And I purposely picked the third box, too.
Urzog.
Aljex, you're gonna want to subtract luck point from. I'm just kidding. No.
What was that?
Well, if I lose, I only got one, so I can go to 0 if you want.
Yes,
Okay,
Bale.
I gotta go.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Unideal, I know, but I appreciate you all. All right, thanks.
Yes, Bale.
You owe me 5 gold pieces for picking those locks, by the
Hopefully
way.
we can chat about this later on.
Alex,
Yeah,
given the opportunity, do you want to just hop on live in a few?
yeah,
Yeah?
sure.
All right, cool.
All right.
I just want to have a quick chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll catch you guys all next week at least, and some of you on Xbox and wherever. So,
Yeah.
thank
Definitely
you guys.
looking forward to next Sunday.
Bye,
Okay.
Or
Rob.
this Sunday
Bye,
at this
Jeff.
I'm
point.
glad you hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
Bye, everyone.
See y'all. See y'all.
Next test, hopefully. Yeah. All right, see everybody.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.